Hey everybody, it's your good buddy 650 EPR, and today I'm on the BMW HP4 and I'm headed to Sills BMW for episode 7 of the new bike build series. In today's episode, Zach and I, are going to do the first service on the 2017 S1000. And that's going to include an oil change, checking some specs and things like that, but most importantly, it is going to remove the 9,000 RPM rev limit that is currently on the bike. A lot of folks don't know that, but all BMW S1000RRs from the factory, when they're brand new, they come with a 9,000 RPM rev limit. And only a BMW dealer can remove that rev limit at the first service. So Zach and I have put about 350 miles on the bike, and today it's time to have some fun.
We're going to get a little bit dirty. You ready to get dirty?
I am, actually.
All right, we're going to change the oil and do the break-in service on the S1000 and get rid of that rev limiter.
Oh, that pesky rev limiter that I hate. How was that when you were riding it, putting the braking miles on? It annoyed me.
It is. It's pretty annoying. And even watching your RPM, and just I varied the throttle the whole time I was riding it.
Yeah.
And that's annoying. Just not going one constant speed. Especially around here. We don't have good enough roads for it.
No.
Anywhere the roads are nice, the speed limit's 35. And
right.
You gotta watch. And that's first, second gear.
Yep.
But no, I think it broke in well. And let's get it, put it on the bench, and get working.
Okay.
So drop your bike off. Preferably, if you can, leave it. It's always better that way. I don't feel rushed, or the mechanic doesn't feel rushed while they're working on it.
Gotcha.
Take your time, look at everything. You wind up with a better quality service.
Gotcha.
So then the bike gets pushed on the bench, and then BMW, all their services are laid out through a computer program. It tells us exactly what we have to do, how to do it.
Oh, nice.
Click on it, it shows us.
You probably have it all memorized by now, eh?
I do have it memorized, but we'll go through it a little bit.
Okay.
We also can look up your owner's manual online and see that we can do our running in service at 311 miles to 746. Nice. We're right at around 325. We wanted to keep the mileage as low as possible.
Yep.
And,
nice.
We're going to go ahead and get going. So we'll start with item number 1, which is setting the service date and countdown, and then deleting that pesky rev limiter.
Yes!
And we'll check the fault codes and then change the oil. So let's get going on those 3 things. We get to go over to our BMW shop computer. So we pulled this out to get to the diagnostic connector, which BMW just changed to an actual OBD2 style, just like what's in your car. They always use this plug forever on their motorcycles. So now we have to split this cable. We go ahead and it identifies the bike by itself, which is awesome. The older bikes, we got to type the VIN in and everything.
Nice.
Got identification. And it's going to go ahead and check for fault codes. These are all the computers that are on the motorcycle that talk to each other. See how they're all connected?
Yeah, there's 5 of them, huh?
Yeah, and that's why it's called the CAN bus network, because they're all on a CAN bus network.
Nice.
That's how they share information, which really cuts down on wires in the wiring harness.
Nice,
They use 2 wires between each computer instead of a bunch of wires. It's on a little network. So we got down here not existent, so we have no fault codes, which is exactly what we wanted to see. Yes. And we have no issues with the motorcycle, which is great. Yep. So with broken in, we're ready to start really modifying.
Nice.
Next, we got to set that service date. So we just go here. And this is just a friendly reminder that your bike should be serviced either once a year at 6,000 miles. So set this to 6,000 miles, actually 6,214 because they use kilometers and that's how it converts.
Gotcha.
So, and then we'll tell it what today is. It should know what today is because we already set that. Nope, it doesn't. It thinks it's the year 2000.
Not exactly.
Nope. BMW time machine. So set that. All right, got today's date, and then we're going to set it for 1 year from today. And that's just something that pops up on your dash as a little reminder. It says service, and you should just call your dealer. And all the services are based on what was done before.
Okay.
That's why it's important to keep records and Unfortunately, we aren't tied to other dealerships. We're not set up that way, so you need to have your paper record or just your owner's manual. I'll show you how that gets marked at the end of the service. The last thing we got to do while we're on the computer here is get rid of that
pesky rev limit.
Yep, that's it. All right now you can see it's activated. So all we have to do is deactivate.
Hit continue. Nice.
No more.
Nice.
All right, and we're ready to move on to the next part of the service now. Get back to our checklist here. We did the first 3 items, so we'll just mark that. And up next is the oil change.
Oh, okay.
So since we didn't ride the bike in, we have to warm it up a little bit.
Okay.
And we don't want to drain the oil out while it's cold. When you don't want it piping hot, but if you just warm it a little bit, it suspends all the dirt that's in there in the oil, so it drains out with it, which is what you want to get out. Also do a safety check, it's called, on it. We check that all the turn signals work. Pretty much just pushing all the buttons. Hazard lights work. It's being indicated up here. Check our license plate lights. Check our running light. Hit the brake. Drop that light. Heated grips, it shows that they're working. Yep. Power button. Cycle through. It's working. Headlights on, parking lights on, check the high beam, ignition cut out to make sure that you can't take off with your side stand down.
Yep.
So it's shut off.
Okay.
We'll put the side stand back up and make sure that the clutch switch is working so that you can start in gear.
Yep.
Neutral. Make sure the actual kill switch works. And then we're good. The 17, we're back to the short belly pan because of the larger exhaust. The 15s had a longer belly pan that we had to remove even to get to the drain. So if we can get to the drain with the belly pan on, and while it's draining, we'll take it off because we got to get access to the oil filter.
Okay.
I'm going to pull the fill plug before you drain it just so it doesn't create a vacuum in all the oil.
Okay.
It comes out of it. Grab an oil pan. Put this under here. I don't know, what do you think? You feel like pulling the drain plug out?
Yeah.
Alright, let's set you up with the tools for that.
Okay. That doesn't seem too complicated, huh?
Nah. Still uses a T50 socket on that.
Okay.
So go ahead, take that. It may be easier to go from the other side of the bike just because we have a bunch of hot exhaust here.
Okay.
Oh, watch your head there.
Yeah. That's the time I've done that today.
See the drain plug's right there. Watch out, it is a little warm. You're going to want to stay away from that exhaust.
Okay, I can do that. And just connect that sucker. There you go, okay.
Got it in there nice and solid?
Yep.
Alright.
Now,
go ahead, give it a couple clicks with the ratchet. Okay, now you look pretty free. You can go ahead and pull the ratchet out.
Okay.
Just take that socket off of there.
Gotcha.
Just pull off.
There we go.
Stick the socket back in there so you got something to spin, and then while you're spinning, keep some pressure upward on it. Watch your hand.
This is done easier with smaller hands. Ow!
Yep. Ow! Got it. Oh, now we got to charge more. You got hurt. All right, try going in with your hand open and like the socket in it like that, so you're underneath.
Okay, let's see. Ow! I'm not a good.
We can move the drain pan a little bit.
Ow! Ow!
All right, let's move this back a little bit. Go ahead, get the socket in there.
Okay. Okay, got the socket in there.
Now, do you think you can hold it and spin it once we move the drain pan in a little?
Without getting burned? Okay, there we go. I don't think I loosened it
I think
enough.
you're turning it the wrong way. Turn the other way.
No, I didn't loosen it enough.
Yeah, you did. Turn it.
Oh, there we
you
go. Okay. All right. Now, is some oil going to start flowing out of here?
No, not till you get all the threads out.
And I don't
definitely not going to be catching it in the position you're going.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't want to drop it in there.
All right, so you got a bunch of threads out. Let me try.
I want to do
Let's see if you can do this.
Don't burn it in.
Come in like this.
Okay.
So your arm's kind of in the oil pan, your fingers are just on here, and you're going to spin it and push up at the same time. And then when you think you're done spinning, you're going to pull both out. Okay?
Okay.
Get you back in there. All right. Okay, can you put your arm just like mine? Hand open?
I think so. Yeah. Move your little arm.
All right.
All right. Yep. See, I did that.
Okay.
Now, right before it pops out, snatch it out, right?
Yeah, you got to keep turning it to the left. There.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Ow. Like that.
Not too bad. Hey, you caught.
Yeah.
Good job.
I got
Good
oil
job.
on my hand.
And we got not too much metal on there, so that's good. Oil's looking nice and clean.
Yeah, the oil does look clean.
Not cloudy or anything. That's good.
And just set this right here?
Yeah, you can just set it there. We're going to get a rag and clean all that up. And I'll get you one for your hands.
Nice. Yeah. I just pulled an oil plug. Don't laugh at me. Rich is like, I do this in my sleep.
Just laughing at your excitement.
All right, so I got that.
Okay, go ahead. Wipe
this.
Yeah, wipe your socket and the drain bolt off. Get some brake cleaner on that stuff.
Okay, got the socket. I like to keep my work area clean. Okay. All right. This looks good. I don't see a bunch of shavings on it. Now, is this magnetic? Will this?
That is magnetic.
Okay, so this, if there were a bunch of shavings, they would appear here.
Yep, right on the end here. See, there's some little ones, which is totally normal because the transmission's in there. There's a lot of metal and that's why we break it in.
This oil that's on my hand is actually helping with the burn marks, actually. The burn feeling.
All right, see that little washer?
Yes.
Go ahead and remove that. We want to change that every time that you change your oil.
Okay.
It's just cheap insurance that your drain plug's not going to wind up leaking. And as you can see, it's really thin, and its job is to get crushed. Seal that. It's called a crush washer.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
So we're going to replace that. You can put that off to the side.
Now, am I going to spray this and clean it?
Yeah, if you want. Don't spray the bike, though.
Okay.
Put that in the rag, maybe.
Okay.
And then, yeah, there you go. Oh, don't spray yourself. Wow. Oh, man, we're going to have to up our insurance plan here.
Oh, this is so fun.
You did sign the waiver, right?
I did.
All right.
Yeah, I can't sue you guys for anything.
Blindness, loss of thumbs and burns.
Burns, yeah. All right.
So that part is done. Our oil's draining. We got to get to the oil filter.
Okay, which is in the front area, right?
Yeah, we got to remove this lower.
I can do that. Just this one side?
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, sure.
You think you can use some power tools again, just to speed this up?
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and do that.
Nice.
Excellent.
Yeah, success.
BMW has two different oil filters for their late model bikes.
Okay.
I don't know why, but for some reason, this motorcycle always comes with this filter here that you can see is definitely shorter. At the first service, it gets changed to this long one.
Okay.
Some exhaust systems that run really tight, it's impossible to get this long one on.
Okay.
It is okay to run the shorter filter too.
Gotcha.
As you can see, there can't be much volume difference in there. But it does take 2 wrenches to do the first service because this wrench here fits the smaller filter. This one fits the larger filter.
Gotcha.
So we're going to go ahead and have you pull off our smaller oil filter.
Nice. All right. I need this.
That one and the ratchet.
Okay. I see it. It's right there.
Excellent. I put it on the ratchet first.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
I've done this with my John Deere lawnmower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just so you guys know. Okay.
That's good.
Okay. Now we can do it.
Let's see. I got something that we can cover the exhaust with real quick.
So that we don't leak oil on it?
Yeah, just to try to keep it from being smoky.
The oil looks really good as far as being clean.
It does only have 300 miles on it. So that is what we'd expect. Want to check the surface up here, make sure that the gasket didn't stick, which it did not.
Okay.
So that's good. We're just going to let that
flow out?
Yeah, drain for a couple minutes.
How many quarts of oil does this bike take?
3.7, so just under 4.
Okay.
And we're going to use BMW's 5W40 full synthetic oil, which is what's recommended for the bike.
Okay. Is that what was in it from the factory? Full synthetic?
I believe, yeah, full synthetic was in it, and it should be the same brand. They actually just switched last year to Shell lubricant, so we use a Shell lubricant 5W40.
Okay.
Full synthetic.
Yeah. Recycling it?
Looks like our bin's getting full here. Pretty clear.
Yeah.
No big chunks of anything laying in our drain pan, that's good. So to safety wire the stock drain bolt, we have to drill a tiny hole in the side of it so we have somewhere to put the wire.
Okay.
Some aftermarket ones come with it, so we're going to put it in a vise. We got soft jaws in it, so it's not going to damage it. The jaws are softer than the piece. We're going to go ahead, center punch a spot where we're going to drill in the side. Nice and straight through. We'll double check our bottom. No damage to the sealing surface. So we'll just clean out all those shavings and we're good to go there.
Nice.
Now you might be asking yourself, how do you safety wire an oil filter?
How do you safety wire
an oil filter? At one point I asked myself, how do you safety wire an oil filter?
Yeah.
You find a hose clamp that will fit around your oil filter, and then we'll drill through the hose clamp and safety wire the hose clamp. That way your oil filter can't turn. So I found these hose clamps here. If you happen to have a BMW S1000, you can track prep it. Here's a part number for this hose clamp that fits right over that 779 oil filter.
Nice. All right.
Let's see if we can have as much success drilling this. Center punch it again so the drill bit doesn't wander. I'm using a 5/64 drill bit.
Okay.
Seems to work good for the size safety wire I use. Okay, we made it through there. One problem with using the soft jaws with a magnet, everything sticks to it.
Yeah.
Spin that 180. Here. So we got our hose clamp drilled for safety wire.
Okay.
Hole going all the way through it. Take our clamp. Slide it over the filter, just about halfway. Snug it up, don't go too tight.
Okay.
And then we're ready to just run safety wire. I'm probably going to go right to this hook here.
Nice.
And we'll put our drain bolt back in the engine. It's all nice and cleaned off, got all the metal out of it. Alright, so we got the safety wire all finished up. Your oil filter is now secure. It can't spin and go anywhere. Nice. And your drain plug is also secured.
Awesome.
The drain plug's kind of temporary because when we put the aftermarket exhaust on, we'll probably go to one of the hooks on that. Okay. But on the stock system, that looked like a very good spot to put it, so we did that. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and put this lower fairing back on, put oil back in it, and then we'll move on to the next step of the first service.
All right.
Okay, so while the bike's up in the air, we're just going to do a couple other safety check items. Double check our chain tension. Let's see if it's moved much since we broke it in. We're right about at 7 there. Comes right up to 2.5, so that puts us right in our 45 to 50 millimeters. We're right around 45, so that's good. Hasn't stretched much. Didn't really expect it to. We're going to lubricate the side stand pivot. I like to use the chain lube. I just feel like it sticks around longer. Keep that moving nice and smooth. And then we will re-lubricate the chain. Give that just a moment to dry, wipe off the excess.
Okay.
While we're letting that dry, I'll grab my flashlight, do a couple of cursory inspections of the brake pads, make sure nothing goofy happened there. We're going to check our coolant level in the reservoir tank. It's still good. You can see it's about halfway up there.
Yep.
Double check the brake pads on this side. Nothing funny got stuck in there. They're still seated. Nothing in our radiator or oil cooler. No signs of leaking by the water pump or anything. We'll walk back this way. We'll check our rear brake pads. Lots of meat. Everything's still intact back here. Nothing's loose. And, see how much our oil level. We're up to the top of that window now.
Oh yeah, I
so
see that. Yeah.
We're set. Good thing we didn't add anything. Make sure there's no oil leaks on the engine anywhere. They also have us, I'm going to pop this panel out, it'll probably be hard to see, the clutch cable actuator's right in there. Part of the service is to lube up the end of that cable. So I'm going to stick it with my chain lube and do that. Pop this piece right back in there like that. That should be good for our chain, so we'll just wipe off the excess. Wipe off any that got on the wheel. Check the air pressure in our tires.
36.
Top back off 36. You can see this bike also at the, when I built it, we installed the plug so that you could have slick mode and user modes.
Nice.
Brake fluid levels. Again, we'll go at that with the flashlight. Make sure that the fluid has not gone anywhere, which I wouldn't expect it to because we don't see any leaks. Yep, nice and yellow in there. Just have to lift up our sock here from Moto Millions.
Yep.
Looking good in there.
Very nice. Just going to re-safety wire that cap, huh?
Yep. Get our fill plug. We're going to move on to our last procedure, the first service. We're going to protect the bike here. We have to readjust the steering head bearing.
Okay.
This is part of the reason that there is really any cost associated with the first service because this takes a little bit of time. As you can see, the rest is just oil change, quick inspections. Most places, BMW flat rates the first service at 1.1 hours. I believe we keep that right around there. Here we're at about an hour we charge. Some places might charge an hour and a half. That's not unheard of, and that's totally fair for the amount of work that has to get done.
Sure.
So we're going to protect the bike here, and we need to protect the instrument cluster. Don't get any scratches there, because we got to remove the top triple tree. Lift that up out of the way. Oh yeah, what I like to do, I forgot, is mask off that preload adjuster. Just because it sticks up, it's easy to nick. And again, it's just something that you'll be looking at. Now we get in to our steering head bearing nuts. This top one's a lock nut, so it's just finger tight, and this is a lock ring that locks the lock nut to the actual adjusting nut.
Okay.
Rubber washer under that. Grab our special tool, and we're actually gonna take all the tension off the steering head bearing and then re-torque it.
Can you explain to us why we're doing this? I mean, what does this control on the bike?
Okay, so the steering head bearings are what connect the lower triple tree to the upper triple tree through the frame, just like on your BMX bike. So they have to be squished a certain amount so that you don't have handlebar vibration, but you don't want them too tight because then your bike will actually snake down the road. It's what gives you the feeling to the front wheel. It's what allows the bike to steer.
Sure.
Why they have us reset it at the first service, I'm not sure. Most manufacturers don't do this anymore, but for some reason they must feel these bearings seat in and they might get too loose, so you just go ahead, loosen them, and then re-torque them. So we go ahead, loosen this, just a couple turns, grab our torque wrench. The torque spec for that is 15 Newton meters.
Okay.
So we set it to 15. They don't have, sometimes they have you rotate the handlebars a certain number of times. The instructions don't have you do that on this bike.
Okay.
So we'll just bring this. As you can see, it's not very tight.
Yep.
Just snugged up. And then we just put everything back together in the reverse order.
There you go.
Yeah, and then we just double check this one. I guess they were worried about this loosening up, or saw cases where it did, but generally it's tight.
Yep.
Come back over to our list. Steering wheel bearing, fastener, clutch lever. That puts checks in everything except for a test ride. Checking for any fault codes again, and then signing the owner's manual on the back. There's always a spot in every BMW book. This is how you can keep track of all your services. It tells you when the bike was PDI'd, when this was done, so we're going to put today's date. So then your next service is going to be in 1 year. Remember, we set that on the computer.
Okay.
So that would be 2018 or at 6,000 miles, whichever comes first.
Me, the mileage would definitely come first.
Definitely, and then gets the official
Stamp.
dealer stamp so that you know it was done at a dealership by
Nice.
the tech that signed it. I'll let that dry and put it back. And like I said, all the services build on each other, so it just makes it easier for the
Sure.
tech, so we're not doing stuff twice.
I am very pleased with how this motorcycle is turning out so far, and I want to thank everybody for supporting this build series. It's been a fantastic run so far in the first 7 episodes. But we have a lot more to do, a lot more to come before this bike is going to be to my level of spec. What do you think, man?
Excellent. Good ride.
Yeah.
That's part of the job. I'd give it a quick check, make sure we don't have any leaks or anything. Everything's looking good. It felt really good. You did a good first service. Good work.
Nice, thank
Got
you,
your
man.
hands a little dirty.
Yeah, got my hands burnt up, a little dirty. Works out good.
All right.
Thanks, Zach. We'll catch you next time. So that was an amazing first service with our good buddy Zach here at Sills Motor Sales, BMW and Honda. The S1000 is looking great. First service is done. Rev limit is removed. So we're about to move on to the next phase of this process, and that is we're going to put this bike on the dyno to see just how much horsepower it produces in stock form. After that, we're going to install the Brox Performance CT Megaphone full exhaust system. We're going to install the Bryn Tuning ECU flash, blue hoses, and radiator guards. That's going to be an amazing set of videos there. And then after that, we're going to dyno this bike one more time to see how much of a horsepower change we have with those parts installed. And if you like this video, hit the like button. You can subscribe to my channel by clicking subscribe. New videos are always uploaded to the 650E YouTube channel. Stay tuned for more. And as always, thanks so much for viewing. From Sills BMW, special thanks to one of our channel sponsors and one of the new bike build series sponsors, Moto Million. We'll catch you next time.